Bills make me wanna shout. Kick your heels up and shout. Throw your hands up and shout. Throw your head back and shout. Come on now, the Bills are making it happen now. Stand up now, come on and shout. Yeah, 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 yeah. Say you will. Shout it right now, baby. Say you will. Come on, come on. Say you will. Come on and shout. Say you will. Yeah. Shout. Buffalo's happening now. Shout. We're on the move now. Shout. The Bills are happening now. Shout. They're making it happen now. Shout. We got the spirit, shout. A lot of spirit, yeah. Shout. We got the spirit. Shout. Just watch it happen now. Hey, 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 hey. Let's go Buffalo. Let's go Buffalo. Let's go Buffalo. Let's go Buffalo. The Bills make me wanna shout. The Bills make me wanna shout. Kick your heels up and shout.
What's up, Buffalo Fanatics?
Come on now.
It's game day, baby. Game day in the house. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the BF Tailgate pregame show. It's game day, ladies and gentlemen. Drop that like. Let me see your emojis right now. Let me see some fire emojis. Let me see some snow emojis. It's game day, baby. We got to turn it up. The Bills about to beat the brakes off these Jersey Jets today, actually. I'm excited about it. Where y'all watching from? Let's go, Buffalo. Man, I hope everybody's excited about this game today.
The Bills make me wanna.
Yeah. Let's get this thing going. Let's get this thing going. Welcome, everybody. It's your man, Rev. And you are tuned in to another edition, not Rated Rev, but this is the BF Tailgate by the BF Network. Presented by BetUS, as always. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm excited to be here with you guys again today. Get your jerseys out. It's time to go. It is time to go. This is going to be another great show as the Bills are playing host to the New Jersey Jets for the second time. This is round 2. Ladies and gentlemen, round 2. And I tell you what, I am like ridiculously fired up for this game. Crazy fired up for this game. I think that the Buffalo Bills have circled this game. They've been waiting to get into this point of the schedule right now. This AFC East trilogy, if you would. They hadn't forgotten about that last game. That game that they shouldn't have lost in the first place. No, they hadn't forgotten about that. They have not forgotten about that. And they are coming all gas, no brakes this morning. And I'm here for it all. Glad to be here with everybody. I see everybody in the chat. What's going on, man? You guys do me this favor. Smash that like, hit the subscribe button, turn on those bell notifications. I see everybody. EDY, what's up? Talking about beat Jersey. That's it. That's it. Patrick, hello from Phoenix. What's up? Big time being in the room is epic, man. I appreciate it. It's a little magic I got going on here. Big time being. Yo, Mike comes in and says, yo, break some tables on Jersey. Oh, we're going to break everything. We're going to break everything. There's no doubt about that. I've got my man Bearded Johnson coming in from Norfolk, New York, the frozen tundra. What's happening? Chris Frenette coming in from Austin, Texas. What's good, Chris? Luis Schwartz from the villages of Florida. Everybody that is joining us live right now, welcome to the show. Let's get this thing popping. Bada Bing Crosby in the house. Says, go Bills. What's up? So, you guys, this show right here, this game is huge, right? Obviously, it is a divisional rival game, right? But this is the second time. The Bills lost it in the first time. Very close game, but they lost. And I don't think anybody at that time expected the Bills to take an L to the Jets. That is something that nobody thought would happen, right? But it did. Things happen. This is the NFL. There's parity across the NFL. Things happen. I mean, it was unfortunate, but nevertheless, the good thing about division games is that we get 2 of them, right? We get 2 of them. And so the Buffalo Bills had an opportunity to come again and face these jokers again today. Last time the Bills lost by 3 points, 20-17 in Jersey. Today, they're in Highmark Stadium, baby. Highmark Stadium. I think the weather, I don't necessarily think the weather's going to be a factor. I mean, of course, we got Josh Allen. He's weatherproof anyway. But I think if I looked at it last, I mean, it looked like it was kind of wet out there. A little wet, a little slippery. You know what I'm saying? So, and cold. So it's going to be cold and wet. No snow, but a little bit of precip. And anybody who's out there right now will probably have a better idea of what the weather report is looking like. But I ain't worried about it. Okay? I'm not worried about it. It's a game, and we're freaking here. We're freaking here, ladies and gentlemen. And we're about to beat the snot out of them, guys. And that's just what it is. That's just what it is. But, you know, we're going to have plenty of time to talk this ish, right? We're going to do this all show. But first of all, let's take a look at some injury reports, right? I don't know if the latest report has come out. I'm trying to go through it right now. The game day actives. Let me see. Hold on. It may have just come out. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see here, because I know they were talking about. Here it is. The game day roster inactives. So, inactives right now are looking good. We've got Xavier Rhodes is inactive. Dean Marlowe is inactive. Reggie Gilliam is inactive, which we expected. He was already called out. Balin Spector inactive. Justin Murray inactive. And Jordan Phillips inactive. Okay? And so, the good news for me is I see somebody that was on the injury report late this week, right? That we were thinking that, no, man, this guy is going to be out. And that's Matt Milano. Good news is Matt Milano is not active. He is active. So it looks like we're going to have our full complement of linebackers and Tremaine Edmonds and Matt Milano. That is, first of all, that is a huge bit of news, right? Because, you know, the last game, who we're missing last game, right? We could not afford to have Matt Milano out this game. It looked kind of scary throughout the week, right? With the knee injury, just kind of just crept up on us out of nowhere, seemingly. But he was able to make it through, and he is going to be active today. Now, to the extent, I'm not too sure, you know, how active is he going to be. If he's playing, is he going to be playing like, you know, his normal snap count? I don't know. We'll see. But the fact that he is here, that he's active, is a good sign for the Buffalo Bills. Another thing I want to point out on the inactive list is Xavier Rhodes being inactive. Xavier Rhodes being inactive. We know last week he got called up, right? And he started, which is a kind of a bone of pretension, right, last week, because a lot of people were wondering, like, well, why is he playing and not Kaiir Elam? What's up with Kaiir Elam? You know, well, now we'll see that Xavier Rhodes is inactive and Kaiir Elam is, in fact, activated today. The defensive backfield looks like Damar Hamlin, Jaquan Johnson, Teron Johnson, Jordan Poyer, huge plus, Kaiir Elam, Tre'Davious White, Dane Jackson, Saron Neal, and Cam Lewis. So, look, let me just say this right now. Last go-round, the Bills were without, in the defensive side of the ball, they were without Tre'Davious White, right? We already know. They were without Jordan Poyer, and they were without Matt Milano. And then I think, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Tremaine Edmonds went out a little bit. You guys let me know if I'm wrong, but nevertheless, those are three huge starters that we lost that were not active last game, which I think played a huge role in the outcome. Huge role. You know, it's hard to overcome those starters like that. Okay? We're getting them back today. We're getting them back. Matt Milano's back. Jordan Poyer's back. And you guys know that the Buffalo Bills this year are undefeated when Jordan Poyer is playing. And they've lost every game that they've lost. You can look at the correlation that Jordan Poyer was out. So the fact that Jordan Poyer is playing again is a huge sign for the Bills. Huge sign. And we got Trey White playing. Yeah, I feel good. And then we look across the offensive line. And this is where I'm super excited. And I see Jim Graham talking about it already. Jim, yo, man, I'm already there, baby. So we know that across the offensive line last week was huge, right? I mean, thank God that Josh Allen is a freaking robot, right? And he was able to win in spite of very shaky protection from his offensive tackles, right? Spencer Brown, we know he's been struggling all year in pass protection. Running game, he's okay, but in pass protection, he's been bad. But we lost Dion Dawkins to what some thought was a high ankle sprain, or it was an ankle injury, and he was out last week. And then we had to start David Quessenberry. Very bad. Had a very bad game against the Patriots, right? Gave up 2 sacks. I think he gave up 2 sacks. It wasn't to Matt Judon. We made sure we covered him, but it was the other pass rusher. I'm forgetting his name right now. I'm off the top of my head, but nevertheless, I mean, David Quessenberry, and he admitted himself he did not have his best game. He looked very bad, and so I was highly concerned going into this game. I'm like, look, man, we definitely need Dion Dawkins. We cannot have both of our offensive tackles sus, right? Can we at least short one of them? Well, good news is Dion Dawkins is active. He is active. Now, does that mean he's starting? I don't know. I would imagine so, right? I would imagine so. We'll see just how much he goes today, but it is still very encouraging news to see Dion Dawkins back in the lineup today. So our 5 looks very good. Okay, so that's huge news. Huge news. Uche, thank you guys. Thank you. Uche, that was the guy. Bada bing, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, Uche got 2 sacks, right? Quessenberry was he looked bad. He did. So if Dion Dawkins is starting today, which I'm assuming he is, by the fact that he's not inactive, that's huge news for the offensive line. It's huge news for Josh Allen. He's going to have a little bit of protection on this game. So that is, man, that I'm glad. The snowman is back. Yes, Joseph, that's right. The snowman is back. So Mike Sims comes in. He asks, is Milano playing? I would assume he's playing. He's not inactive. So, I mean, we'll just have to wait and see, right? Right? I would venture to imagine that these guys right now, they understand the gravity of this game. They understand how important it is to keep the number 1 seed and to keep the top in being on top in the AFC East. They understand how important this is, and this is crunch time. These games are crunch time. If they can play, they're going to go out there and play, right? I mean, they may have to get shot up, or they may have to just bite the bullet, whatever the case may be. But these guys are playing. That's my thinking. These guys are going to be playing. So we'll see. As I mentioned earlier, I'm not too sure what the snap count will be for Matt Milano and Dion Dawkins, but it is encouraging nonetheless to see that they're not inactive for this game. So it should be good news, right? It should be good news. I did notice something very interesting though is across the edge. We only have 5. We only have 4 active. So it's Greg Rousseau, Boogie Basham, AJ Epinesa, and Shaq Lawson. All right. So we're only bringing out 4 edge rushers this game. Not 5. Only 4. So I don't know. We'll see how that works, right? Hopefully, everything goes well. And nobody gets injured, because we're looking pretty thin across the defensive line when you look at it all together. I mean, we got 4 edge rushers that I just mentioned, and then we also only have 4 defensive tackles that we called up that are active today. So we have a total of 8 this game. Defensive tackles: Ed Oliver, Daquan Jones, CJ Brewer, and Tim Settle, right? And so we'll see how that goes. We know that there's a high rotation across the defensive line, but the fact that we only have 8 combined, I don't know. We'll see how that works. We'll definitely see how that works. I see we're carrying a couple of linebackers, actually, so we got 6 linebackers. I'm not too sure, man. I'm going to go ahead and bring my man on the show. Looks like, Rico, you give me a thumbs up, man. You ready to go, baby? Okay. So, yeah, I want to talk about this, too, to see, if what you guys think about how thin it is across the defensive line today, whether or not that could bite us in the butt. I'm not too sure, but we got 9 defensive backs today and 6 linebackers. Huge, right? Huge. Let's look at the wide receivers. So we got 5 wide receivers, right? We got Isaiah McKenzie, Khalil Shakir, Gabe Davis, Stephon Diggs, and John Brown. John Brown, ladies and gentlemen, is a guy that I don't think many are talking about, that they should be talking about a whole lot more. I think he's going to be an X factor for this game. An X factor for this game. So when you look at this breakdown right now, just look at it right now as you see on the screen. McKenzie, Diggs, Davis, Shakir, John Brown. If you remember correctly, last week when the Jets faced the Bills, across the defensive line, across their secondary, Sauce Gardner did not travel. Right? He did not travel. He didn't follow Diggs. What they did was they doubled Diggs with DJ Reed and a safety, and they put Sauce on Gabe Davis. Right? So that was somewhat effective, right? Because it kind of forced Josh to have to look elsewhere, even though Diggs still got his. I think he went 5 for 93 in that game, even with double coverage. But Gabe Davis was essentially erased out of the game, right? He was a no-show. And then we knew that Josh had some struggles, right, with finding the checkdowns and the other guys across the wide receiver room. But I think going into this game, there's a huge difference. And that difference, in my opinion, is John Brown. John Brown got picked up last week, and just prior to the Pats game, and played in the Pats game, was elevated from the practice squad and played. First of all, that goes to show you just how important John Brown is and how much they trust him coming off of the streets, essentially, right into game day activation against the Patriots. I think he was out on one route that I did notice, and it was a deep route. And in fact, too bad I don't have that clip, or otherwise I would have shown it. But I did post it on Twitter. It came from Anthony from Cover One, and nevertheless, it looked like Josh Allen was targeting him deep. He had beaten his coverage deep. Unfortunately, David Questenberry didn't allow that play to develop, and Josh had to check it down to Isaiah McKenzie for a first down. But nevertheless, it looked like Josh was targeting John Brown, who was wide open deep. That's what John Brown still brings to this team. Even at his age, he still brings elite speed. He can beat the defense. He can get behind double coverage in the secondary, all that kind of stuff. He still brings that element that we didn't have before in the first matchup against the Jets. So if the Jets, which is what I assume they're going to do still this game, because I don't think that they're going to switch things up much. I doubt that Sauce is going to be on Diggs all of a sudden this game. Assuming they still double Diggs with DJ Reed in the safety, and they still put Sauce Gardner on Gabe Davis, that's going to open things up underneath. And if John Brown is playing, if he's starting right now, sayonara, right? The good luck, because then I think he's the guy that's gonna open things up for the Bills offense, whether he plays underneath, right, or whether he stretches the field deep. That guy right there is going to bring a different element, a field stretching element to this game that the Bills didn't have in their first matchup, right? And so I'm encouraged by that. And of course, that's going to allow more freedom, in my opinion, for guys like Isaiah McKenzie and even the likes of Khalil Shakir to a degree underneath. I'm highly encouraged to see how Ken Dorsey goes about his game plan today. I can't wait to see that. Dawson Knox, another guy that I'm looking forward to seeing, as you guys can see as well right there. Dawson Knox, I think he needs to have a big game, right? I think he needs to have a big game. One of our contributors, man, Yeston T. Harris, wrote an article earlier this week. You guys need to go check it out, man. Go to the BuffaloFanatics.com or supportbf.com and find his article. He had written an article, I think it was last week. It was about Dawson Knox. And because I know a lot of people were talking about the Dawson Knox absence and what's up with Dawson Knox. Why hasn't he not been as prolific, so to speak, as he was last year? He kind of broke it down a little bit, showing that the numbers are kind of still similar to a degree, but where you see it big time difference is in the red zone and in the touchdown category, right? So he is not getting the same amount of touchdowns as he had last year. I think he has a couple on the season, as opposed to last year. I think he ended with 8, or at this time last year he had 8. Nevertheless, that's a big disparity, right? And I think a lot of it has to deal with the fact that Dawson Knox now is playing more in line. He's blocking more. He's chipping more. because we see the struggles from Spencer Brown across the offensive line, right? So he has to chip more, he has to block more, so he's not going out and routes a whole lot. But where I think we can exploit or we can utilize Dawson Knox more is in the red zone, and I would agree with Yeson in the red zone, right? When we get in that red zone, I think right now we need to be as creative as possible, right? Switch things up. That's where we can see Dawson Knox, in my opinion, elevate his game or be used more. If he's going to be used blocking and chipping, between the 20s, when we get inside the red zone, let that man eat 6'5", 250. He's a mismatch in the red zone. So I'm looking forward to seeing Dawson Knox this today too. I think this is going to be a completely different game, ladies and gentlemen. I definitely do. It's not going to look the same as it did last week. I mean, not last week, but the last go round. What's up, Rico? My brother in here, man.
What's going on?
Not much, but hey, first of all, fam, I can't.
How's the voice sound?
Your voice sounds good, dude.
Oh man,
your voice sounds good, brother. But I first of all, man, I can't let you on without saying that fit looks good, brother.
Hey, this man.
That looks that looks.
No doubt about it. We've been rocking.
Yeah, man.
We've been rocking since 13, man. What is it?
Yeah.
We're rocking. We've been doing this a while. So.
Oh man, looking good, baby. Looking good. Yeah. I know you've been under the weather, man. So I'm glad that you're here.
A little bit. Listen, I had no voice Friday whatsoever. Yeah. I was talking like this. You couldn't do it. So I'm only starting to recover right now. So hopefully we can have a rock and show. You handle it, doing what it does. So first of all, the background.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Thanks, man. Thanks, brother. I had to switch it up, man. Do a little something.
It's like you went to somebody's house and you say, "Yo, let me borrow your basement for real quick."
Yeah, that's exactly what I did, baby. let me cop that for a second.
No doubt. Everybody smash that like while you guys are in here. We appreciate y'all, man. The virtual tailgate, Buffalo Fanatics. So listen, my man Rev has been holding it down and talking about some really good things. And you were mentioning John Brown. Listen, not that John Brown's skill set is going to diminish. I don't feel that's going to be the case. I think he's going to be jumping right into something that I think a lot of us feel like he'll have success, especially going same offense, same quarterback, just remembering the certain things and then get right back into it. But does he still have that burst? Is he still the John Brown from a couple years back?
Yeah.
So that's what we have to sit here and I don't want to say argue about, but we saying he's going to be the difference. He's going to be the difference. Is he though? Is he, or is he just going to be a decoy? Because I don't have a problem with that being a decoy. And you mentioned something that was big from last week, and the fact that Sauce Gardner does not travel, and he was called out for it because them boys at the Jets started talking big shit, talking about
Justin Jefferson locked him down.
We locked him down. We didn't do anything. Jefferson's like, yo, timeout. Did you follow me? Did your boy follow me? He did. He sat on one side, so don't act like you stopped me. Unless you follow me one-on-one every day, all day, every day,
right?
Then you can talk. Y'all had a bracket over top of me, all that, which reminded me, because that's exactly what they did to Diggs. We said Diggs is either get his or he's not, but we're going to depend on our safety and corner to bracket him, and I guarantee you, your number 2 receiver ain't going to do shit. Now, what are y'all going to do? And that's how they got us. And Ken Dorsey and Josh Allen could not figure things out. And then obviously Josh Allen throwing freaking interceptions didn't help us either. So this is one of those games that's going to come on here and prove that we learned something. The first, because we can't get swept. We can't get swept.
No, we can't. No, we can't do that, man.
We can't do that. That would be appalling if we got swept. That's number one. Number two, did we learn anything? You know what I'm saying? We always talk about this is a lesson, this lesson. Well, this better be a freaking lesson. Is going to dial up another defense that can stop us, and we have the more talented team on paper. I don't want to hear shit. Ken Dorsey, this is where you earn your money. You know what I'm saying? When they take away your best, then I want to see what you got. Because Robert Saleh, gone are the days where Patriots are going to be really pushing us. I mean, we're the torch has been passed over. I mean, we're not really worrying about, you know what I'm saying, the Patriots. And no disrespect, just that the Jets have elevated, Miami Dolphins have elevated.
Yeah.
I'm not. So we can't hang our heads on we beat the Patriots. Now we got these boys that are freaking dialing up and bringing everybody to their team to try to beat us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The draft has been great. Free agents have been great on both ends. So we have to shift our focus on, these boys are gunning for us. So what is Ken Dorsey going to do to make sure that Allen is on the same page, not throwing the freaking ball away and giving them the team? And what are we going to do to combat that? That's what I want to know. And here's my question to you, my man, Rev.
Yo, what's up?
going into this game, yes, we're at home, but I'm curious. I want to find out, how do you feel about who needs to reveal themselves as that difference maker? Who's supposed to be our hero in this game? Who do you feel that needs to step their game up? I'm curious.
Good question, man, because we've been talking about this all season to a degree, right? It's been the Alan the Dig show all year long, and we've been needing to see other guys step up into that secondary complementary role, guys that we anticipated really having a breakout season by getting more opportunities. And the guy I'm talking about, I'm looking dead at him right now, number 13. That's Gabe Davis, man. Like, I need Gabe to show up on a consistent basis. Like he has to step up and be the number 2 guy that we expect him to be. Now, it didn't show up. He didn't show up the last matchup. I mean, he got shut out by number 1 dog. And it's really making me wonder, like, is Gabe ready for that mantle to be the number 2 guy when teams are rolling coverage towards Diggs, or if they match up the way the Jets are matching up, where they put their number 1 on Gabe? Can he step up to the plate? Because as good as he's been for the past few years, he hasn't really had that level of competition. So now he's stepping into that role and finding out, hey, wait, these corners now that I'm facing are different from the ones that I've been facing the past years. So I need Gabe to really show up today, big time, man. He has to be that guy. I need Dawson Knox to show up today.
Hold on now. I gave don't be rhyming off it and taking some shine from me, because I got to talk about.
Oh, okay, my bad. Yeah. Go ahead.
We'll go offense, and then we'll go defense.
Offense and the defense. All right. Yeah. So mine on offense, man. It has to be Gabe Davis.
All right, cool. So here's where I'm gonna go on this offense side of the ball. Last game we played the Jets, we gave up 5 sacks. We gave up a half a sack to Quan Alexander and to safety Jamie Sherwood. We gave up a sack to Quentin Williams, which was a monster that game. Then Bryce Huff had a sack. Jermaine Johnson had a sack. And who else am I missing? CJ Mosley had a sack. So these boys were getting after it.
Yeah.
They dialed up and they came after us, and they got Josh Allen on his ass 5 times. Here's what I need. I need all our guys to step their game up. More specifically, Deion Dawkins is active today. Love every bit of it. We have to protect our quarterback. So who I need our hero to be? The O-line. The O-line needs to protect Josh. Keep him upright. The pressure needs to minimize that pressure. Allow him to have the time to dial down and throw the football. I'm telling you right now, we have the time to do those things. The Jets will be a non-factor.
Yeah.
But if they keep making him look confused and pressure's coming from all over the place and Josh doesn't know where he's unsettled, we're in trouble. We're going to be in trouble. We're going to be right back in the same position we were against the Jets. So who will be our hero? My hero, who's supposed to be the hero today, is going to be the O-line. It's got to be the O-line on the offense.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I'm saying? And there's no disagreement, because I love what you said. Well, Gabe's got to step up. Gabe last game. Do you remember what Gabe did last game?
Absolutely nothing. He went 2 for 33.
2 for 33 off of 5 targets.
Yeah.
And big drops. So
yeah,
I'm just saying, there's a lot of things that need to happen. So O-line needs to step up. Most importantly, obviously, Gabe Davis needs to step up. We need to see what Gabe Davis is all about. Let's go to the defense side of the ball. What do you got?
Defensive side of the ball.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna say now I want to see the secondary, man.
Okay.
Especially the I want whoever's gonna be on Garrett Wilson.
Okay.
That's what I want. So I don't know if Trey is gonna be on him. I would assume it's gonna be Trey. I can't say that I want to see Trey step up, because I mean, he's been out, right? But Kaiir Elam, that's the guy I'm looking at, man. I'm looking at Kaiir Elam. Now here's his opportunity, right? So he was a healthy scratch last week, right? For Xavier Rhodes. A lot of people were questioning, wondering what's going on with that. It didn't make any sense. They wanted to see what they had in Xavier Rhodes. That was weird. And so Kaiir Elam now is active. Xavier Rhodes is inactive today. Kaiir, you're the rookie first-round draft pick. You need to show why you were drafted in the first round in the first place, and silence all these doubters, all these questions that people have. I mean, is he this guy? Is he a bust? Is he having some issues? No, you need to go up here today and show him what you're made of. And against Garrett Wilson, who, I mean, that's a very, very good wide receiver But I'm looking for Kyle Elam, man, to really show up this game.
You know what? I like that. I like it a lot because looking at what the Jets, I mean, listen, there's a lot of changes that happen to the Jets, right?
Yeah.
New quarterback, Mike White.
Yeah.
And we're not unfamiliar with Mike White. Mike White, the game prior to playing the Bills, he went off. I don't know who he played last year, but he went off, had an amazing game. They were giving the big Mike White hype and all that crap.
Oh, yeah.
When he came up against the Bills, threw 3 picks, and we showed him who Mike White was really, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was a young Mike White. Mike White now has evolved. His game is a lot better now. He's got a year left under his belt, so he's feeling good. So that being said, Mike White is a new change, right? Receiver-wise, they had Garrett Wilson, Ozama, Denzel Mims, Michael Carter, Conklin, but there was a guy that was missing, and that was receiver.
Was Elijah Moore?
No. I was going to say Corey Watson, but it's not Corey Watson. It's he was injured. Why am I not getting his name now? Give me a second. I'll get you right now, and I'll hold it down. Corey Davis, crying out loud.
Oh, Corey Davis, yeah. So
Corey Davis was not part of the equation for the Jets. So now you got an addition in the receiver room. So that's going to make it a little tougher for us to do our thing. But we have obviously Kyle Elam playing, and we have Jay Poe back. Jordan Poyer didn't play.
Yes,
there's a lot of big differences that's happening in this game. Now, the one thing that's going to stand out for me is our ability to get after the pass rush, get after the quarterback. We obviously know that Von Miller's out for the year with the torn ACL. So who the F is going to step up on the defensive front? Yeah. So I'm looking a lot at Shaq Lawson. I'm looking at Groot big time.
Yeah.
But more specifically, I'm looking at Greg Rousseau. What did Greg Rousseau learn? You know what I'm saying? Being on the bench,
man, big time.
Being behind and looking at what Von Miller's been able to do and learn after Von Miller. Groot, we drafted you in the first round, and you haven't missed a beat. You have been great for us, but we need you to take that next step, right? Not just for this game, but going forward. So on the edge, we need to put the pressure on. But the defensive front, I'm looking very much to see who our hero is going to be. But Groot, AJ Epinesa, there's going to be a whole lot of guys that have the ability to freaking step up. So we're about to find out because Mike F. and White, we're not going to try to give him any time to dial up and do what he does. You know what I'm saying? Because if he gets warmed up, we can't allow that. You know what I'm saying? So, but the good thing is Jordan Poyer is back, and anytime Jordan Poyer is in the lineup, we have success.
Win. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We have success. So DeMar Hamlin, Jordan Poyer, Trey White being back, and now Kyle Elam. It's starting to look a lot like Christmas.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Back to, it is.
It is. Back to what Bills are supposed to look like. So spotlight hero for me on the defense side of the ball. I'm going to go more specifically Greg Rousseau. Let's see what Greg Rousseau is about. We're about to find out because this is a big game, divisional freaking game, man.
Dude. It's a huge game, man. You know, I'm glad you brought this point up, man, about the pass rush, dude, because I'm like, look, when you with Von Miller out, like these guys definitely have to step up. I mean, I think these young guys, especially Greg Rousseau, they have to show everybody, like, all right. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they're the disciple. You know what I'm saying? So like now they're like, okay, now my master's gone. So now I got to show everybody, you know, what I learned, you know what I'm saying? And so I'm looking for Greg Rousseau and these guys to really show up today and say, you know what? I appreciate you, mentor, what you did. Let me show you what I did. You know what I'm saying? Let me show you what you've taught me and go out there and put it on the field. But I also think that Leslie Frazier may need to manufacture some pass rush.
Yes.
Because I definitely don't want to see him just be content with rushing the 4 guys and dropping everybody else back in coverage. You know, I mean, even though Mike White, he gets the ball out quickly, and so they may not be able to get the pass rush to him, but still don't just be content with letting that happen, right? They have to, I don't care if you got to blitz him or do something, get him off of his spot to disrupt the timing of that offense. I think if you do that, then it bodes well for the guys in the back end, especially with Jordan Poyer being here and Trey White. I think we could see some interceptions and some turnovers just by virtue of getting him off of his spot and disrupting the timing.
Well, my man Campy Poo, he wants to know why Rhodes isn't active. You want to take that one?
Man, I honestly don't even know why he's inactive, brother.
I think it's quite simple. Rhodes was brought in as an emergency, you know what I'm saying, because guys were dropping like flies, Christian Benford and all that stuff. So that's why Rhodes was brought in. If we really wanted Rhodes to compete and be that guy, we would have brought him in way sooner. So why is Rhodes? Because he's right back to where he's supposed to be, on the bench, in reserve role because we have Dane Jackson.
Dane Jackson,
people want Dane Jackson, but Dane Jackson is still our corner, and he's got some moments where he's got some some good moments, and he's had some rough moments. But you got to learn. So we're not gonna just bench Dane Jackson and Kyrie Elam is our first round draft pick. You got to get him out there and get the experience. And when he's been out there, he's been better than average. You know what I'm saying? So I see why would you want to put Xavier Rhodes? And did you see anything from Xavier Rhodes that would prompt you to ask that question? Say, put it back in. What did he do that you saw that you're like, we need to put Xavier Rhodes back in? Because the Xavier Rhodes that I saw looked very slow, just a step too slow for the game. And I think that's what McDermott wanted to see. And he chose the game last week to really see what was going on. And I think he saw what he needed. And he's like, all right, let's get our guys back in there.
That actually makes sense, man. I mean,
I ain't tripping, man. But I mean, not a bad question, can't be poo. But I ain't trying to see Xavier Rhodes out there. You know what I'm saying?
The question I have, man, is I'm looking when I go back to the roster breakdown. Pull that back up if you can. And so when you look at the defensive backs, outside of Teron Johnson, we really only have this three corners, right? I mean, Kyrie Elam, Trey White, and Dane Jackson. So I wonder, is McDermott who is he going to start opposite Trey? Or who's going to be in the rotation? Because I figure there's going to be somebody who's going to be rotating, right? Is Trey White going to get his full complement? Or that's
a good question.
You know what I'm saying? Or is Kyrie going to start? Dane Jackson going to start? Who's going to be coming? That's something I'm interested in finding out.
That's a really good question. I think this might be the game that Dane Jackson swaps in with Kyrie Elam, and we'll see a lot more Trey White getting full complement of reps. I mean, I don't see why not. I'm trying to think. I'm going to try to look it up, but I can't see why we want to take Trey White out. We want him to get as much time on the field as possible. I think in terms of plays, how many snaps he got, I think his snap count went way up. I think it was over 50%. It did. Yeah. 50%. So at this point, we're probably looking at 100%, you know what I'm saying? Get back into it, maybe a little less. Right. And we have Cam Lewis. If we really need to put somebody in there, we'll put Cam Lewis, but I really don't see them taking out, especially because it's the division game. We need this. There's
we need to be
time off. No time off. These guys are gunning. They're still it's not like these are the Jets they're sitting here at 4-7. You know what I'm saying? 3-8, where they're like, okay, our playoff hopes are done. These guys are not, they're trying to win and get into the playoffs. Maybe not win the division, but they're not far off from winning the division. So they're right in the thick of it. They're all in. So they're going to do everything possible in their power to try to see a W. We just can't let that happen. If we are the team that we think we are, we're the team to beat in the AFC. We're the number one seed, which feels so damn good to say.
Yes,
we got to maintain it. We can literally run the table if we need to. I mean, if we need to, we could run the table because there's no team and game out there that can't be. I mean, we can't win. We beat our toughest opponents. We already took down. I think our next toughest opponent probably, obviously, Miami next week. And we got the Bengals soon after, maybe a couple games from that. Shit, the number one seed can stay with the Bills. We got our bye. We're healthy, and then we wait. Let these guys beat up each other. And we
come on, man. Yes,
come on, man.
Yes, sir.
I'm excited to get that.
Man.
But we got to maintain it. We can't come in here against the Jets and pull out a dud. We just can't. Now, I'm not going to sit here and act like the Jets ain't shit because the Jets got some players on there.
Yeah, no doubt.
Last I checked, CJ Mosley is a problem. Quentin Williams is a problem. Charles Gardner's a problem. EJ Reed's a problem. They got some players out there, man.
They do, man.
LaMarcus Joyner, safety leadership out there. So Jordan Whitehead, they got from the Buccaneers. They got some players. So we just got to make sure that we are all on our P's and Q's and we're ready to roll. That's the way I look at it.
You know what I heard, man? I was watching Eric Wood. He was on the NFL Network, and he was talking about the Bills matchup. And he said something very interesting. He was talking about the Bills, about Josh Allen specifically, playing against teams that he has previously lost to.
Okay.
Since 2020. He said, because he was talking about the Jets and giving them props for their passing defense and how good they are passing defense wise, right? I think the yardage, they only give up like 260 something yards a game, something around there. I don't know. I don't really have the numbers in front of me, but I'm just kind of going off the top of my head. But anyway, he said, but Josh Allen, since 2020, when facing teams that he has previously lost to, he has thrown over 360 yards per game against those teams that he has lost to before. And his touchdown and interception ratio jumped all the way up to like 23-1 or 24-1 or something like that. So essentially what he was saying is like Josh Allen doesn't necessarily make the same mistake twice when facing an opponent that he's played before but lost to. So that's encouraging, right? When you look at last game, look at his numbers and look at what the Jets did to them defensively, Josh Allen now going into this game, looking for him to right the wrong. Well, the stats are on his side. So hopefully he's able to do that again this game.
You know what? I love that you said that because it's about learning, right? Didn't we say that? You can't lose to a team and then come back and lose to them again.
Right.
You know we just can't. We don't even do it to the Chiefs. We beat the Chiefs. You know what I'm saying? So like we lose to the Chiefs and then we beat them. So like it's been, I think the record right now is 3-2.
Yeah.
We said you jinxed us.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. It's the same as somebody, don't jinx this, red.
You know, but the thing is, we know what needs to be done. We played those. We see, we can see what their game plan was against us the first time. I can't see the game plan changing too much. So they're going to try to do the same thing. So I'm looking forward to seeing a difference in Ken Dorsey. Let's flip it a little bit.
All right.
Last game, the run game definitely stepped its game up. We saw the emergence of James Cook. James Cook came through and is looking like a running back.
Yeah, man.
And I wouldn't say I was impressed, but I was like, yo, that's what I like to see, and I'd like to see more of it. You know what I'm saying? I won't even hate. I was impressed with what I saw.
Yeah.
And I was impressed with, not with what I saw, but I was impressed with the amount of love James Cook was getting. Let me rephrase that. That's the way I want to say it. Because James Cook didn't give us anything that we're not aware of. We know he's got speed. We know he's a smooth, more of a finesse runner. But they don't give him the ball. Dude, 14 carries and 6 catches. Fam, let's go. That's 20 touches right there. So if we are able to give this guy the ball, good things are going to happen. So shout out to Ken Dorsey on that matter of getting the ball. How do we feel the run game will do today? Will the Jets stifle and stop us dead in our tracks on the run game, or will we have success in our run game? Rev, what do you think?
I think the Bills are going to be successful in the run game. Buffalo is top 10 in the league and rushing, which is a weird thing to say, right? When it kind of comes off the tongue, it's like, what? The Bills are top 10 in rushing? It's weird to think because it doesn't seem that way, but we really are. We look at the numbers, but from just from our backs alone this year, between Motor and Cook, we're just shy under 1,000 yards rushing, was just with them guys alone, not including Josh Allen and his rushing stats. And so I think that with the emergence of our ground game, especially when you look at James Cook, I think this is going to be another key going forward, not just in this game, but going forward. If we can establish that ground game, not saying we need to be 100% run, just this run first type of team, but being able to mix it up when we need to and being effective in it, it's going to keep defenses off, right? It's going to keep them off balance. And so that's the kind of thing that Sean McDermott has been looking for. He's been asking for more of a balanced approach, because it keeps teams honest, right? And our ground game going forward with James Cook, man, he's very dynamic. We seen it last week against the Patriots. He looked very explosive in that game. There's one run he had for like a 28-yard gain. Looked explosive. And so we have him with the speed. We got Motor, who can make guys miss. He's still very effective as well. Guys getting over 4.5 yards per clip. I mean, our ground game is going good. And so if we can get that started, even with Josh Allen and some of these design runs, I think that's going to be a difference in the game as well.
And I like that. And I'm actually going to jump in and read my man, Zach Vaughn. What's up, Zach?
What up, Zach?
Zach Vaughn comes in with a comment here and says, hey, Trey played 16 snaps versus Detroit. By the way, thank you, Zach, for that. 16 snaps versus Detroit. So that's like preseason. That's like first 2 series, maybe 3. You know what I'm saying? You're done. Detroit, 33. And against Detroit, then 33 against New England. Assuming that increases continues, at that interval, we're looking at about 49 snaps. So each game we play about 60 to 70 snaps, give or take, depending on how the game is going. So he's in line. He's he's probably looking at like a 90, 85, like I said, about 80%, 80 to 85% snap count. So that's where you'll probably get a trickle in of a few plays for Dane Jackson.
Dane Jackson, yeah.
So that's probably in line. I like that. Actually, I don't mind that whatsoever. Going back to the run game though, we gotta keep the ball rolling. If you see somebody having success and it doesn't take away from Devin Singletary, give the ball up to James Cook. Give him what he's supposed to do and get the ball rolling. Don't neglect. That's the one thing, man. You did something great the first game. I remember when both running backs had 86 yards rushing apiece, you're like, okay,
yeah,
here it is.
Yeah.
See this. The following game, we're right back to the same shit. So I would love to see a level of consistency from Ken Dorsey. If your guys are performing, reward them, get them back into it, let them get going, because this might be the key piece we need to keep this offense balanced. Don't unbalanced, keep it balanced. And we're gonna ask the same thing to our guy Silas. Silas, let me know if you're ready, because I know you're in the car right now. If you're ready, give me a thumbs up. I don't know if Silas is ready. Is that a thumb? I don't know.
It looks like a thumbs up. Yeah.
Oh, he's got gloves on. All right, let me see. How cold could it be out there? Silas.
Yo.
What's going on, man?
What's up?
I see you got gloves on, man. You cold?
It's like 40. It's like 40 degrees out here, but it's a little wet. We got a little bit of rain. We had some snow earlier this morning, but it's not bad. I'm in Jersey. My boy Warlock Lee Short is up there in Buffalo.
No doubt.
Next week I'm gonna be at Miami. I'm gonna be here for the Miami game. I'll be in Buffalo for that.
Hey,
but listen, I'm game day ready, baby. I'm game day ready. You're not playing today.
It's the Rock. I like it. It's the Bills. I like it a lot. So, we were just talking about the run game,
right?
And we want to see a level of consistency from Ken Dorsey, especially with what James Cook was able to give us last week. How do you feel that he's going to navigate the play calling with James Cook and Devin Singletary in mind?
I need to see the pin and pull game. Let's work on these lines, especially. I think what Buffalo's been able to do is run the ball any way that the defense is willing to allow it. So if you want to be undisciplined in your pass rush lanes, listen, come on, rush, come upfield. We just gonna run right behind your defensive ends in between your defensive tackles. We're gonna run that gap, that zone scheme, right? And then if you want to be disciplined and you want to just leave your if you want to leave your linebackers out there and you want to kind of try to bottle up the middle, we can run pin and pull. We can toss it out wide. We can get our guys like Singletary, Cook, and McKenzie in space with a couple of offensive linemen or a tight end in front of them. And then, we're going to see what you can do east to west. So I think Buffalo is definitely equipped to run the football this time. But honestly, today, it's all about 17, man. Like, there are certain games where you want to be a balanced attack. You want to kind of keep the defense off guard. This is a game we have to win, and this is against a very, very good defense. Listen, I would love to come in here and say Bills by $1 billion, and we're gonna run it down their throats. We're gonna throw it over top of their head. This is a top-ranked defense. They're a top 5 defense in this league, and they're top 5 for a reason. I think that this is a game that we have to score, and we have to play mistake-free. More importantly, we got to score in the end zone, and Josh has to be the catalyst. We need Josh to tuck the ball and run. We need design runs in the red zone. Mm-hmm. We need Josh to make good decisions with the football. We need red zone plays that put defenders in conflict. Are you going to stop Josh from running, or are you going to guard Dawson Knox? You're going to guard, Deion Dawkins or Bobby Hart if they slip out for a touchdown. We want to see what you're going to do. Like, that's what we need to do today. Ken, if you're listening, Mr. Dorsey, if you're listening, put these Jet defenders in conflict. They haven't been here before. This is the first time the Jets have played meaningful football after Halloween in like 10 years, right?
So, and I like that you said put them in conflict.
Love it.
Oh, if you're picking someone on the offensive side of the ball, that you're setting the challenge to them to put them in conflict. Who is it on this Bills team the last game didn't show up, but you need them to show up so they can put this Jets team in conflict. Who stands out?
Dawson Knox. We know they're going to key in on. We know that their linebackers are going to key in on James Cook. We know that their secondary is going to do as best they can to bracket Diggs and make everything difficult for McKinney.
He's in Wi-Fi. He's in and out of Wi-Fi. So once he breaks back in, we'll catch our guy Silas. But Silas did he mentioned putting someone in conflict, which I like, and it means Dawson Knox.
Yeah.
The last time, I mean, I don't know what Dawson Knox was able to give us. Looking at what Dawson Knox in reception, he had 3 receptions for 25 yards. So and he got off of 4 targets. So
it's not enough.
It wasn't as if I'm going to remove him, and when he comes back, we'll get him back in. But it wasn't as if Dawson Knox disappeared. But we expect more from Dawson Knox with especially give him. So Silas is back. I'm going to bring Silas back into it. Silas, so you were saying Dawson Knox is the one that needs to be put them in conflict. You need him to step up.
Yeah. I know that they coming into this game and they're saying, all right, we took Diggs. For the most part, we took Davis away, right? They took Davis away last game. They made things very difficult for Davis and McKenzie and guys to catch the ball underneath. And they made it difficult for Diggs. They adjusted in the second half. They did a very good job on taking Diggs away. Part of that was Josh not being active. Part of it was Josh not being active, which I don't expect him to do this game. Yeah. But Knox is the guy. Like, Knox is the guy that's the last guy for. And this is what I love about Dawson Knox. If Dawson Knox is going to be matched up with a linebacker, he can outrun that guy. If Dawson Knox is matched up with a guy in the secondary, he can overpower that man. And he can catch the ball 5 yards away and get me another 5 yards just off the strip, just off the muscle. You know, and that's what I want to see. That's what I want to see from Dawson Knox today. He's going to be a factor. Josh has to be a factor. This defensive front for the Jets, and I'm going to shut up after this. This defensive front for the Jets is very diverse. They can beat you up inside. They can beat you up inside with Quentin Williams and JFM. They can beat you around the edge with guys like Bryce Huff and Jermaine Johnson. Yep. And they can be very disciplined in their rush lanes with a guy like Carl Lawson, you know, and Michael Clemens. I know he's inactive today, but they have guys that can play any style of defense from that line, and we have to be ready for that. We have to be able to adjust on the fly and hurt them where they're not expecting it.
I got a question, Rico, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead. So
Silas, you're talking about Dawson Knox being a key and needing to see more out of him today, and I would agree with you. My question for you is how much can you really expect that to be the case when over the past few games it seems like he's been used more to help chip and block and you know what I'm saying, for guys like Spencer Brown, who's been having a difficult time, you know, in pass protection, and even with David Questenberry playing last week too. So it seems to me that Dawson Knox is being used more in that degree than he is really running routes, and I would wonder if the key is to actually use him more in the red zone, or do you think that Ken Dorsey really trusts the offensive line enough, namely those tackles, Spencer Brown namely, to really allow Dawson Knox to be used more in the game plan?
Well, what I expect to happen, what I expect to happen is Buffalo to be cognizant of their flaws on the offensive line and their strengths as far as the ability to check that, right? So Josh is going to have to be comfortable with dinking and dunking. And when you have a guy like Dawson Knox chipping on to help blocks, chip and release. You know what I'm saying? Knock that defensive end off his line, give Spencer Brown a chance to recover, and then make yourself available for Josh Allen. Now, if they take Dawson Knox away by knocking him over or holding him up at the line of scrimmage, well, then that means that you got a double team on the right end or the left end.
It looks like his Wi-Fi cut out again.
It's all good, but we got the gist of what he wanted to say, and that's a good question. I'm gonna disagree with Dawson Knox being the person that needs to show up. Now, not that he doesn't, we need him to, but if we're going to push the envelope, we're going to force their hand and that's on Gabe Davis, because the more Gabe Davis is prevalent in this game, the more it opens it up for everyone. You take away Gabe Davis, they double team Stephon Diggs, we're right back in the same game. Not that Dawson Knox can't take over a game. If he does, great. But like, if Gabe Davis does his job, you know what I'm saying, and put the pressure on and making some plays here and there, that at least makes the defense like, oh shit, okay, we didn't just shut down one side of the field.
Yeah,
because that's essentially what they're doing, shutting down one side of the field, knowing Josh isn't going to look this way. So now what? What are you going to do? We got you. So this is where the chess match needs to even out. This is where Ken Dorsey needs to step his game up and figure out creative ways to get these guys open and stress the defense. Like my man was saying, pull and pull. Yes, but here's the big factor here: is Silas, you're in Jersey, right? It's raining right now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's raining.
Yes, sir.
Jersey ain't that far from Buffalo, and I'm sure Buffalo's got the rain. It's probably got a little bit of snow, so the elements are going to play a big factor here. So this is where we need Devin Singletary. We got no Reggie Gilliam, so we need James Cook. This is going to be a big factor for these boys to step their game up. How much do you want the ball in Josh Allen's hands running the football? Last game, he led the team with 9 carries, 86 yards. Are you wanting the same similar fashion of run, or are you guys, no, we got the running backs, let him do what he's supposed to do, or by any means necessary, if he's got to go 15 carries for 150, so be it. How do you guys feel about that? I'm going to go Rev, and then Silas, I'm going to get you afterwards.
I think right now, man, they need to do whatever it takes to win the game. If that means let Josh run the ball, then Josh needs to run the ball. You know, they can't just sit there and really just turn around and hand the ball off to him. I mean, get this guy involved. Like Josh Allen, when he runs the ball, he's successful in it. You know what I'm saying? So have those design runs, those pin and pulls with Josh. Like there's a pin and pull, man, to the edge where Josh is behind a couple of lead blockers. That's almost unblockable. You get that a few times a game and let Josh rip off about 10, 15 yards. Easy. Let's just keep on doing it. I think they definitely need to just pull out all the stops. This ain't a playoff game, but it might as well be. You know what I'm saying? This is a statement game for the Bills to let everybody know that we are the number 1 seed. We are on top of the AFC East, and we ain't giving that up for nothing.
I'm feeling that. Yo, Silas, how you feel? Josh
Allen. Man, we got to control the clock. Like, we got to control the line of scrimmage. And we got to be creative, man. This is a very, very tough defense. This Jets defense is one of the best in the league. We got to be creative. We got to score points. So, like I said, man, today, you know, I got that shirt, man, that say the Winter Soldier with Josh Allen, you know, with the bionic arm and all that. Listen, man, today we need the Winter Soldier. Today he's got to be that guy. So I do want a balanced attack. I do want Singletary and James Cook to be a factor today. But, you know, when it's the red zone and they loading that box up, man, give me a Josh Allen sweep. You know what I'm saying? From the shotgun with the running back leaking out in front. Give me that. You know what I'm saying? Now you in conflict because now you got 2 lead blockers rushing, you know, trying to pave a way for Josh, and now you got an eligible receiver as well. What you going to do? Who you going to defend? You going to stop the run or you going to stop that pass? Let's do that on the weak side every single time we get down there. Put these guys in conflict, make them make good decisions. Yo, Johnny Blaze, real quick. I'm at Llewellyn Park and Bar and Grill in West Orange, man. They on Instagram. Anybody that wants to link up with me, hit me on my DMs at Whittle2K on Twitter. I'll send you the address, man. It's no problem. Come out there. My man owned the spot. You know, it's a fairly new spot. It's a really nice spot. They do football on Sundays, man. So, yeah, come through, man. Come through. We're going to have some drinks. I got a couple of Jet fans sliding out there with me. We're going to have a good time, man.
I like my man Silas just dropping that. I like that. How far
Shameless plug, man. Shameless plug.
You gotta do it. You gotta do it. I got my man Johnny Blaze saying Hines can stay on special teams. Don't need a 3rd back rotation bullshit. Johnny Blaze and we agree because I don't like this whole 3-back system. Pick your 2 backs. Pick your ball.
I'm right there with you, bro.
Let's roll. I ain't down with this 3-back system, man. Pick one and go. Let me see it. We got Cristobal says key of the game is running the game and ball control. Get those defensive players tired by controlling the clock. Well, speaking of controlling the clock, we did a very good job of controlling the clock last game against the Patriots. 38 minutes of time of possession. We took control of that game. the Patriots the score didn't even indicate how badly we dominated that game. So I'm looking forward to seeing a lot more balance, but domination in the trenches. Trenches is key. Dawkins being back is huge. Mitch Moore's healthy. So we got a healthy line. So let's just find a way to control the line of scrimmage on the offside of the ball. We got ourselves a chance. 5 sacks last game. We just can't let them have those sacks again. So we got to keep our quarterback clean, give him the time, and he'll deliver. Silas, how do you feel about Kaiir Elam being active and actually not sitting on the bench?
You know, I'm glad you brought him up. I went back and looked at some of his highlight tapes from his last 2 years in Florida. And man, this guy was so sticky in coverage, man, made plays on the football. You know, he was in receivers' hip pockets. And when you have a guy like that, it allows a defensive coordinator to do so many different things. You got Trey White on one side, who's probably one of the best zone corners in the league, man. I mean, the guy, you know, he's forgotten more football than I'll ever know. That anybody in here will ever know. Like these guys know their assignments. You can get real exotic now because you got Trey back there, you got Poyer back there. DeMar Hamlin's very good. You got Edmonds and Milano there, even though Milano's a little bit banged up. You got guys now where you can send half the field man with Kaiir Elam and maybe Dane Jackson or something like that. And then on the other side, you know, you got Poyer playing a robber role, and you got Trey White playing zone and just ready to react and pounce on whatever you throw out there. So it's a lot of things. And listen, we got to remember this. Mike White is starting he's playing in the 6th game in the NFL as a quarterback. This is his 6th game. Yep. He hasn't seen a lot of defenses, man. He hasn't. So, you know, let's throw something at him they never seen before, man. Let's do that.
The last time he saw Bill's defense, he threw 3 picks. So we're about to find out what's really good.
Exactly. Yeah. Leslie Frazier's on the hot seat today. Today, Leslie Frazier is this is his resume. Like, this is his SAT right here. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you was in high school and you needed to ready for your college, you know, it was your grades. You know, it was your grades, it was your extracurriculars and your SATs. Today, this is SAT, man. Show me what you can do against a great defense, against an upstart team in your division. Show me what you can do. Give me a reason to make you a head coach next year. This is Leslie Frazier's time. And the Bills are 5-1. 5-1 in December at home over the last few years. 5-1.
I like that record, but you think Leslie Frazier, this is the game. This one right here is the game that you need Leslie Frazier to prove himself. I feel like
absolutely. Yeah.
See,
the reason why I say that, Rico, yeah, I think I know you probably disagree, but the reason why I think today is the day is because it's not just about, you know, Mike White. It's about this offense. It's about this offense. This offense looked terrible against them. So we got to go out there and replicate that. If they can make our offense, who's currently ranked like 3rd in production, they can make us bad. Leslie, what are you doing? You got dogs on this side.
See, here's the way I look at it. I look at it differently. I look at it as this isn't about Leslie Frazier. Leslie Frazier puts the plan in place. These suckers weren't executing. You were getting Garrett Wilson was eating lunch. That's an execution. That's the problem. You feel me? So if you guys are doing your assignments and doing what you're supposed to be doing and beating the man across from you, that's where we're about to find out who we can separate. What needs to happen is not more Leslie Frazier needs to step his game up. It's more who's going to separate themselves from the rest of the league and the rest of your teammates and the opponents across from you. We're in December, 5-1 at home in December, and I love it. So start to separate right now because we're streaking to go into the playoffs. So men from boys, what needs to happen? So the players, Trey White, show me how healthy you are. I need to see old Trey White. I might be asking for that too soon, but nonetheless, you're on the field. Kaiir Elam, why did we draft you for #1 pick? Show me what the hell's going on from our team, right? Milano, Tremaine Edmonds, y'all together are fantastic. Jordan Poyer, you didn't play the game before. You're here now. Everybody needs to execute. This is not on coach. This is on player. Y'all know the assignment. Get it done. That's what it comes down to. That's just me.
Yeah.
How you feel about that?
Yeah, man. I mean, I kind of agree with both of y'all, man. I mean, I see what Silas is talking about because I mean, you're going up against Mike White and that offense. You can't have a second game where the first game you allowed a guy like Zach Wilson to look like a Pro Bowler, And then this game, you allow a guy like Mike White with his few starts, as Silas talked about, to come in here and replicate that same thing. Again, you can't have that. Also, man, like the last game, the Jets literally broke the backs of the defense in the ground game. They ran for over 170 something yards, in that game. So I think the Bills defense right now, man, and this is where it goes to your point, Rico, is they need to execute their assignments here against the run game. You can't have Michael Carter rushing for 70, 78 or something like that yards. You can't have 170 something yard rushing game against you guys when they don't have Breece Hall. You can't have that again. And so they need to shore that up, show them that they are the dominant defense that they say they are, and shut this team down.
Here we go. We're about an hour into the show. Silas, are you outside the restaurant?
Yeah, I'm at the spot now. I just pulled up. I'm gonna step out the car and step in, see who's in there, man. I'm billed out as usual.
No doubt. We wanted to thank you for coming on. I know it's last minute, but we wanted to thank you for coming on. Always love, and we look forward to the spaces because I know you getting spicy in the spaces.
Yeah, you do.
No. Hey, listen, Rico, Rev, listen, man. We win this game today. Take some time out for the spaces tonight. It's going to be nasty today. I promise you. We win this game, it's going to be nasty today, man.
Knowing.
I love
it's going to be nasty. You already know.
I'm already knowing.
Okay.
I got. Listen. Y'all make sure y'all come tonight. If we win this game tonight, make sure y'all come to the spaces. Damian Woody will be there. Hopefully, Lamar Jordan, former running back for the for the Jets, he might come through as well. But yeah, we're gonna have some guys out tonight, man. I hope we get Mookie later on tonight. Mookie jumps in our spaces as well. So make sure y'all come through, man. We're gonna definitely chop it up with the Jet fans tonight.
It's gonna
you know what I'm saying?
It's gonna be lit. I love it.
Yeah, man.
You know how we do it, baby. We here today. We ready. This is the place right here. The Welling Park. That shit is right behind me. My man's spot right there. So if you here, come on through. If you in Jersey, come through. Come have a drink with your boy. You gotta buy it though. But other than that, we're gonna have a good time today.
you ain't buying the drinks, Silas? You ain't buying the drinks? So you're not buying the drinks, Silas?
All right, fellas.
No,
all right,
hear me.
All right, fellas. Appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir. Our guy Silas, always ready to come through. So we're about an hour in. Game's about to start. So let's start kind of breaking certain downs, man. So bold prediction. You got any bold predictions for my man? What do we got for bold prediction for me? So, Rev, hit me up.
Man, let me think about that, man. Bold prediction.
It's tough, man.
It's hard, man.
I'll start off with a bold prediction. Bold prediction today. Bold prediction. I got one. All right, you jump in. You jump in.
All right. This is gonna be out there too. It may be more of a hot take.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna predict James Cook gets 100 yards rushing today.
Well, I like that. That's bold. I like it. Yeah. That's bold. Here's something that's bold.
Mm-hmm.
I say James Cook and Devin Singletary both rush for 90 yards today.
Ooh.
90 yards on the ground. I would love that.
Oh man.
They both run for 90 yards on the ground. That means we're keeping Josh Allen upright. He don't got to run the ball.
Yeah.
And we got 90 yards rushing from both James and Devin Singletary.
And we're eating up the time of possession game.
Too. Oh,
Yeah.
I like it. Let's go to the next one here. Hot take. I'm talking about so hot that you're like, yo, I don't even want to say it, but I'm gonna say it. Hot take. What do you got?
Okay. Hot take. Gabe Davis is going to redeem himself from that last 70-something yard pass that he dropped.
Oh,
he's going to catch one deep on Sauce for the tutty.
I like
that,
that,
baby.
I like it. You know what? I like that.
Yeah.
He redeems himself and goes for a long one on. Because my man, if people watch the film, man, Buddy's always grabbing.
Oh, he's grabbing. He's
grabbing
handsy, bro.
Until a receiver just moss his ass. Yo, stop grabbing. But it's too hard. That boy's 6'4". you ain't gonna moss that. But anyway, I like that. A big long touchdown from my guy Gabe Davis. I like that. Hot take.
Sauce.
On Sauce Gardner too. Yeah, I like that. Hot take. Greg Rousseau, 3.5 sacks.
Oh,
Greg Rousseau, 3.5 sacks. He says Von Miller who?
You know love it.
Von Miller, love him. Hit
that bell, man. Hit that.
So
Yeah.
Greg Rousseau, 3.5 sacks, has a monster game today, and it's paying homage to the teacher Von Miller, but he's also saying, "Hey man, the Young Bucks got this." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We went to the quarterback too. So Greg Rousseau steps his game up 3.5 stacks and says, "Yo, I got this." So that's the hot takes.
Yeah.
And last but not least, man.
Hold on, Rico. Hold on, real quick, man. Before we get this, I want to address this. Chad comes in and says, "Yo, does this channel stream the game? New here. Sorry. Go ahead and hit him up. Tell him where you can follow."
Chad Klein. What's up, Chad? Welcome to the channel. First and foremost, smash that like while you're in here. And if you have not subscribed, subscribe. Don't be that guy. Now, secondly, yes, we stream the channel. My man P Money, Pierre the Kingpin, is going to be live and direct streaming the game live. So stay on the channel. We're about to hop off, and then he's about to hop on. So you can live stream and interact with Pierre every touchdown. And you know what? I think this is what he's doing this year, today. For every yard that James Cook runs for, he's gonna take a shot. So if he listen, man, Pierre is gonna be saucy. He's
gonna be saucy, baby.
So for every yard James Cook runs for, Pierre's taking a shot. So Pierre,
ooh.
Yo,
he said every yard?
Every yard.
How many bottles this man got? He gonna be out of there.
I'm just saying. So we're about to find out what's really good, man. So Chad, we definitely do stream the show, stream the game. So jump on afterwards. If you think that you're gonna get the game streamed with video, you're not. It's live. It's audio only and interaction. So play by play, it goes down with my man P Money, aka Pierre the Kingpin. So my man said, he's gonna die from one carry. Straight up. So big day, 200-yard game coming. Watch out.
That's right. He's gonna be out of there.
That's what's up. So anyway, folks, last but not least, man, it's the least favorite thing for me to do, but we got to do it. And it's the score prediction. Score prediction. What do you got? I don't know if you have one, because I don't have one. So I mean, let's look at the last game. Jets won 20-17.
Yeah. I don't think it's gonna be that close, man. I don't. So I went on my show on Wednesday night, and I made a bold score prediction because I'm just feeling it, man. I really am. I think the team is going to make some adjustments. There's some, and granted, the Jets made some adjustments too, but the Bills are getting a lot of key guys back. Milano, Trey White, Jordan Poyer's back. I don't think the Jets are going to be scoring 20 points like they did last game. And I definitely think that with the adjustments they're making here on offense, getting a guy like Smoke is going to be huge. I'm looking for a big game from Josh Allen in this offense. I think it's going to be a blowout. I've been waiting for it. It's going to be a blowout. This is a statement that we need. I'm saying 42-13 Bills.
Damn. You think it's going to be a blowout?
I think the Bills are going to just beat the brakes out of them. Just beat the snot out of them, man. That's what I'm thinking they're going to do.
I wish I felt
put them back in their place.
I wish I felt the same way.
I can't switch it up, man. It's too late. I can't. Rev, you said this on Wednesday. Why you switching it up on the day before? So I'm already out there now, fam.
You got to stick with it. I get it. So here's the deal. For me, I think it's going to be around this mark. But I think offensively we'll be better. We won't be giving up the damn. Look at Scott Bakley.
I seen it.
Scott Bakley tripping. So I think it's going to be not as close as it was last game, but I think that our defense is going to step up more. Although they have a better quarterback throwing the rock that can actually get the ball around, they're going to actually turn the ball over. So to me, I see the score being in the realm of, I think we go back to putting 28 points on these guys. 28 points, if not between 24 and 28. And I think the defense really settles in, and we stifle these guys and we keep them under 17 points. So I say 20, I'll say 27, 27-14, 27-16-ish. 20, I'll say 28-16. 28-16 Bills win. And we cover that 9.5 point spread. And we win. It's gonna be tough, but eventually we break away. And the big difference is we don't turn the ball over. Because that's what killed us. We got in the red zone and everything. We had no problems moving the ball. And then we turn the ball over. That's the problem. We got to settle. We got to get, and listen, big one, red zone. Just in the last game against the Jets, right? When we got into the red zone, what were we in the red zone? We went 2 for 5 in the red zone. Excuse me. I'm incorrect. I'm wrong. We went 1 for 2 in the red zone. I apologize. Right? But it was crucial because not only did we have an opportunity to put the ball in the end zone and go up on score, but then it flipped the script on us, and then we turned the ball over on top of that. So it takes away from the sauce, the spice that we can put on these guys. So 43-13 for you, 28.
42-13. Yeah.
28-16 for the Bills. And I think that we get the win. We go what? What are we on, a 4-game win streak, 3-game win streak? We're on a 4?
Yeah, it'll be. Yeah, I mean, it'll be 4 if we win this game.
It'll be 4. So we gotta jump into 3-game to 4-game and then stack 1 game at a time. And then we know who we have next week.
Well, you already know.
You already know who we have.
Already know.
And then by that time, my voice is gonna be right back to normal, and we'll be ready to rock and roll. So that's it for us, folks. Enjoy the game. Pierre is probably just gonna be signing off. Every time I do this to him, I always sign off way too late, and he's like, "Yo, give me a chance to kind of warm up with people, man." So we're gonna let him go. Rev, you got any last words before we get out of here?
Last words, man. Go Bills! But then also, hey, I think this is the moment in the season where the Buffalo Bills are going to go on a tangent and go undefeated all the way through February. Do not forget, at the end of the day, the Bills are going to be hoisting up that Lombardi Trophy, baby. Remember who we have.
I like. Remember who we have. I like that. Listen, man. Last for me. I hope you guys don't mind this raspy voice for, you know what I'm saying, the next couple of days. Hopefully it's back by. I appreciate that, James. Hopefully it's back by Tuesday to a normal voice. It's starting to get much better than it was before. So if you guys are cool with this, man, join me. This is what it's going to sound like, and I hope I don't yell too much during the game because it might be worse. So we'll see. So for me, catch Pierre the Kingpin right after this. Don't go far. We're going to sign off. You sign right back on, and Pierre's going to be holding it down, and then we'll catch you guys after the game, post-game. Hopefully we're doing this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Game, and we're dancing, and we're having a good time.
And we're going to be listening to this right here.
The Bills make me wanna kick your heels up and throw your hands up and throw your head back and come on now. The Bills are making it happen now.
That's it, man. Hopefully that is what we're going to be listening to all game long. So ladies and gentlemen, it's my boy Rev. It's your boy Rico. And we'll catch you guys on the flip side. You guys have a great game. Enjoy it. And we'll catch you guys in the post game. Enjoy the Kingpin and his show. And then we'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace. Go Bills.
Go Bills, baby.
Let's go.